Welcome to the Ed Newsstand Podcast. I'm your host, Troy Reynolds. This is Season 4, Episode 20 of the podcast. The topic of this week's newsletter works off of last week's introduction to Flipgrid and gives you ideas for using Flipgrid in the classroom. In TikTok Tech, @Teachers Resource Force shows you a website to have morning meetings delivered directly to your inbox. In Tech Refresh, @Jess_rehearsal will show you how to stack unlimited icons in Google Slides to make it look like they are infinitely cloned. We've got a lot to get to, so let's not waste any more time. Let's dive in. Last week in the newsletter, we took a look at Flipgrid, and I showed you how to create groups, how to create topics, and how to use the camera and all of the features of the drawer in the camera. So it was a very introductory preview of what Flipgrid is. This week, though, I want to get a little bit deeper and I want to show you exactly how to use or give you some ideas about how to use Flipgrid in your classroom. So I've curated several resources from other ed tech people on how they use Flipgrid in the classroom. So I'm going to share those with you. Before I get to that, though, let's talk a little TikTok Tech. The TikTok Tech this week comes from @Teachers Resource Force, and the resource that they have is dailymorningmeetings.com. So if you start your classroom and start your day or start each class with a daily morning meeting, this website might be for you. Now, they provide resources on dailymorningmeetings.com for free. If you want to sign up, create an account, log in, sign up, they will give you a free daily motivation for your students. However, if you want the daily motivation, the fun fact, the wellness, the thought, the joke, and the riddle, it's going to cost you $59 for the year or $6 a month. It's a little bit cheaper to buy the year's worth of daily morning meetings ideas. The way that it works is they will deliver the daily morning meetings to your inbox Monday through Friday, and you can just use it with your students. So let me take you over to dailymorningmeetings.com. This is the website, dailymorningmeetings.com, and the idea and the example that they have at the top of the website is Think About It Thursday. They give a question, would you ever want to be famous? And then they ask you, or you can ask your students to either have a conversation or start a writing prompt and explain why you feel this way, if they would ever want to be famous, yes or no. How do you think your life would change if you became famous? And what could the negative outcomes be of being famous? Just one idea, one example that they are providing for a morning meeting that you would start on Thursday. If you scroll down, it gives you some ideas about teachers who might need morning meetings. And here are the 4 examples that they say. You want to use morning meetings to tell your students at the start of the day or lesson. You want a consistent and fun morning routine in your classroom. You want a way to encourage your students to have meaningful conversations or writing prompts, or you want an effective morning check-in to connect with your students and attend to their social emotional needs. They recommend these daily morning meeting prompts are ideal for students ages 9 to 15, but again, you could rephrase them and use them at any grade level. Again, delivered to your inbox every Monday through Friday. You're going to get that 6 different themes each day, and then again, more than enough different themes every day, or if you want to try multiple themes throughout the day if you prefer to do that. Again, $59 for the year, $6 a month, or if you just want the daily motivation, that's going to be free for you. If you are into creating your own morning meeting, I have a free resource for you, although this is something that you would have to create yourself. Slides Mania has several free slide templates that you can use, download, and fill out for yourself, and I'm going to show you where those are. At the top of the little area of TikTok Tech, there is a slide. If you click on the slide, it will take you to the Slides Mania part of their website where they have daily agendas and morning meeting templates. So here in Slides Mania, you'll see the daily agenda and morning meeting slides. They have them for various themes throughout the year. Right now we are in March, so they do have a St. Patrick's Day theme at the top of the website. But as you scroll down, you'll see ones for holiday themed around Christmas time. There are some for February and Valentine's Day, and several other ones and ideas throughout the year. The slide example that I used was the School Bundle 05, and if you click on it and you want to download it, you can use it either in PowerPoint or in Google Slides. If you use Keynote on a Mac, download the PowerPoint version and then import that into Keynote, and it will work pretty much the same. You might miss a couple of the fonts that are available in the PowerPoint, but for the most part, you're going to get all of the theme imported and be able to use that in Keynote. Just a free resource for you to use, slidesmania.com/tag/morning-meeting. And you can download any of these free templates to use and create your own morning meeting slides. That resource, again, is from @Teachers Resource Force. If you click on the little video on the right-hand side of TikTok Tech, you'll be able to watch the full video and breakdown of the website. Now, let's take a look at Tech Refresh. And in Tech Refresh, @Jess_rehearsal is going to show you how to stack icons in Google Slides. So you can click on the little phone video icon on the right-hand side, and you can see exactly how she demonstrates to use stacking icons in Google Slides. At the top of Tech Refresh, I have two different links. I have one to the Noun Project extension and one to the Flat Icon extension. What this will do is right in your Google Slides, you will be able to find icons and insert them directly into your Google Slides. I've gone through this in a previous video, so if you want to go back and watch the previous video or find the newsletter or listen to the podcast, I walk through how to do all that. What I'm going to show you, though, is how to stack the icons in Google Slides and get them to use it so it looks like you just have one icon. So let's say that you have an icon. I have a leaf that I've put into my slide here, and I'm going to take this icon and I'm going to duplicate it a bunch of times. So I'm on a Mac, I'm going to do Command D, and I'm just going to make 5 copies. So I have 5 copies of the icon right now. What I want to do, though, is I want to group them so it looks like I have just one icon. So I've highlighted all of my icons. What I want to do now is I want to group them together so it looks like I have just one icon. I right click, I want to align vertically, and I want to do middle. So now they're in a line. I'm going to right click again, and I'm going to do align horizontally center. And now they are set to look like one icon, but I do still have 5 of them there. So it's like you infinitely cloned your icons, and now all students have to do is just pull down icons, and it looks like I have as many as I want to pull down. A nice, easy way for you to stack icons in Google Slides to give students as many copies as you want. Now that I showed you about Tech Refresh, thanks to @Jess_rehearsal, let's get into the main idea for the newsletter this week, and that is Flipgrid in the classroom. Last week when I talked about getting started with Flipgrid, I did mention the Discovery Library. So the Discovery Library is a place where teachers can find and share topics created by Flipgrid partners and other users in Flipgrid. You can add the topics that you discover to your own groups, share the topics to social media, and or submit your own topics that you might have created. So what I want to do now, before I get started showing you some of these other resources, is I want to show you the Discovery Library. When you click on the link in the newsletter, it will take you to a blog post about the Discovery Library and to help you get inspired. As you scroll down on the website, you'll see what the Discovery Library is. Again, 25,000 plus community generated topics, the perfect spot to find any inspiration for the different groups that you have in your Flipgrid class. You can see that they have some ideas from the Met, from Minecraft, from Made by Dyslexia. You can explore Flipgrid weekly hits, the top trending topics of the week, so ones that are the most popular from people that are using Flipgrid. Once you've found a topic to use with your students, you're just going to find the blue drop down. And if you scroll through this blog post, it will actually give you screenshots of how to add the idea that you find directly to your group. It'll also talk with you about how to share some ideas with the community. It will show you how to remix topics, resources, and attachments, and how to share and celebrate your contributions. Now that I gave you kind of the basics of the blog for the Discovery Library, let's look at how to get to the Discovery Library. When you're in the Flipgrid dashboard and you want to get to the Discovery Library, you go over to the top right-hand corner where your profile is, click on that. The third choice is Discovery. When you click on that, it will take you to the Discovery Library. And here it says explore 43,674 topics. That is at the time that I am recording this. There's probably going to be more if you listen to the podcast or watch the video. But if you go in here at the top, they have various featured items that are in the Discovery Library. So they have Flipgrid live events, topics for me that are suggested for me. There's a topic of the day, a wonder of the day, and then you can browse by different top subjects, trending topics, and various partners that are available in the library. And if you scroll all the way down farther, you'll see inspiring creators and featured collections. Now, of the 43,000 plus topics that are in the Discovery Library, you can actually filter that down even more. You can filter that down by subject. So if you are looking for a specific subject area, whether you want it to be art or science or math or language arts or business, you can filter those down. You can also filter down by community. So they have ages 3 to 4, ages 5 to 10, 11 to 13, 14 to 18, higher ed, parent, family, professional, librarian, clubs and organizations, and other. If that's not enough for you, you can specifically search for a topic that you want. I did a just generic search for baseball, and I got 57 topics. So it says right at the top of this search area how many different topics are available in my search parameters. So I've got 57 topics. I can scroll down and find one that I like. So I've scrolled through and I found one that I want to use. It's Jackie Robinson. It is under the history topic. It's for everyone, and the engagement is about 1 hour and 38 minutes. So I click on this topic that I want, and as I scroll through, I get a little bit of a bio on Jackie Robinson. Then it tells me the tips on how to use this topic. This topic can be used to support learning during Black History Month and beyond by discussing barriers, determination, courage, and support from others. It allows students to explore the attached document of Jackie Robinson's 9 values to explore qualities they would like to focus on within their own lives. So at the very bottom of the Jackie Robinson bio, you can see that there is a link to 9 values and how others use them in their lives. So if I want this, I just find the blue Add Topic button in the bottom right-hand corner and I click on it. Then I get 3 choices: add to your groups, create a new group, or save it for later. I'm going to click Add to Groups. Then I have to select the group that I want it to go to. I'm going to choose Podcast, and I'm going to save it to the group. Now I'm going to go to my topics. It has gone to all of my topics. You can see that it's in my group. If I click on the Jackie Robinson bio in my topic, now here it is. And I am ready for students to get started. So if anybody wants to join this, there's the join code right for anybody. It's automatically in my group, but it does have its own individual join code if I want to push that out specifically. But it's that simple to add a Discovery Library item to one of the groups that you already have in your Flipgrid dashboard. Another resource that I kind of went over last week was how to use Flipgrid. So you can see there is an image in the newsletter this week under Flipgrid in the classroom, and this takes you to a blog post, and I talked about it last week, different ways about how to use Flipgrid in your classroom. It's provided by savvy_educator. If you click on the image in the newsletter, it will take you to this help article about age-specific ideas for remote learning with Flipgrid. So if you scroll down, you'll be able to see all of the ideas on how the savvy_educator has used Flipgrid in various ways in the classroom and with different demographics. If you scroll down a little bit farther, in the K-6 area, they provide 5 different examples with links to those resources in the Discovery Library that you can automatically add to your groups. So they have 2 Truths and a Lie, All About Me, Staff Introductions, Virtual Playground, and Sticker Manipulatives. That is for grades K-6. A little bit lower, there are some resources for middle school, which are Mindfulness, Introductions, Advisories, Lit Circles and Book Reviews, Lab Stations, and they provide a 6th bonus one using Twitter to collaborate and share ideas about Flipgrid. Underneath that, there are 5 resources for high school. There is the Help Center, Peer-to-Peer Feedback, Promoting SEL, Enhancing Culturally Responsive Pedagogy, and How to Connect with Parents. For higher education, the ideas are Document Research Papers, Interview Practice, Office Hours, Mixtapes, Extended Lectures, and a bonus one, 24 Ideas in 24 Hours. For those of you that might be tech coaches, there is lead-to-lead support and feedback, shorts and screen recording, virtual comment cards, staff and community connections, and reflections and goal setting for students. These are just some ideas about ways to use Flipgrid in various aspects of education. The next resource that I have for using Flipgrid in the classroom comes from Edutopia. So it is an article about 9 ways to use Flipgrid with students. One idea is to share a book review, practice language skills, increase students' accessibility, invite outside speakers, create student portfolios, create student annotations, create a mixtape, celebrate student work, or support absent students. If you click on the link and head to the article from January 27th of 2020 and you scroll through and you find these different ideas, they go a little bit more in depth into how to incorporate Flipgrid using this idea. So for example, the number 1 idea here is sharing book reviews. So the idea, and I'm going to read this, I won't read all of them, I'm just going to do the first one, but with Flipgrid's new augmented reality feature, classrooms and libraries can use the video QR code to create an engaging way for students to share book reviews. After a student records their review, the teacher can print the QR code and tape it on the book, and the student's classmates can use their devices to scan the code and watch the review as a way to help them decide if they'd like to read the book. So, different ways for you to use Flipgrid in the classroom. Again, the 9 different ways that Edutopia has, with a brief description on how to incorporate Flipgrid using that idea. The next idea I have comes from Matt Miller from Ditch That Textbook. His ideas are, he has 9 ideas for English language arts. He has 3 ideas for math, 5 ideas for science and social studies, 7 ideas for creating community, and 4 ideas for using Flipgrid beyond the classroom. Now on his website, he has 50 plus ways to use Flipgrid. If you scroll down, he actually has a little bit of an index here for quick navigation. I'm not going to go through all of the ideas, but for example, in the English language arts, he has reading response goes digital, 30-second book talks, debate a topic. But if you find something that you like, for example, do a little debugging. He's got under science and social studies. He has it hyperlinked, so if I click on it, it automatically takes me down to that idea and gives me a brief description on how to incorporate doing a little debugging using Flipgrid. And then underneath that, it says, want an example of how this would work? He created a specific topic in the Discovery Library to get you and your students started using this idea in Flipgrid. So tons of ideas on the Ditch That Textbook website, but the link in the newsletter will take you right to this website and all of the ideas. And all you have to do is go to the index, find an idea you like, click on it, and go through. You don't have to scroll through the entire website. The last resource I have comes from Holly Clark from the Infused Classroom. So some ideas that she has for incorporating Flipgrid are personal videos, describe your thought process, do some pre-writing, provide some fun facts, answer prompts, use it for foreign language, or use it for back to school. So she has them categorized under quick start resources, using Flipgrid collaboratively, and taking Flipgrid to the next level. If you head to the Infused Classroom, hollyclark.org, and you scroll down, she has a little description about what Flipgrid is and how to use it. But when you go down to the bottom, you'll see quick start ideas for using Flipgrid in your classroom. And she has them labeled here. So there's some social studies, app smashing, there's math, and then language arts pre-writing. You scroll down a little bit farther, she has using Flipgrid in the classroom collaboratively. So learning about states is her idea, and then she gives a brief description on how you would use it for learning about states. And then at the bottom, she has 3 video tutorials in her series about going beyond. And so the first one is setting up a grid and topics, which we kind of talked about last week. She has the different ways to view student responses. And again, there is a video about taking Flipgrid to the next level. So if you want some more resources on using Flipgrid in your classroom from Holly Clark at Infused Classroom, you can go to her website, hollyclark.org. A lot of information this week in the newsletter, but I think all of the information is well worth it. So if you are looking to incorporate Flipgrid into your classroom, no matter what age group you teach or what area you want to use it with, there should be resources for everybody, whether you are starting with students in pre-K or kindergarten and working all the way up through high school and even in the secondary market. Plenty of resources from Edutopia, Ditch That Textbook, Holly Clark at Infused Learning, and also in the Flipgrid Discovery Library. That's it for this episode of the Ed Newsstand Podcast. I really appreciate you listening to the podcast or watching the video version on YouTube because I know your time is valuable. Please check out the resources on using Flipgrid in the classroom and the resources from Edutopia, Matt Miller from Ditch That Textbook, and Holly Clark from the Infused Classroom. A huge thank you to @Teachers Resource Force in TikTok Tech for their great website dailymorningmeetings.com, and also to Slides Mania for the wonderful templates that she has created for using and creating your own morning meeting slides. In Tech Refresh, @Jess_rehearsal demonstrated how to stack icons in Google Slides. For more EdTech resources, you can follow me on social media. You'll find me on Twitter @ReynoldsTroy, on Instagram, and TikTok @EdNewsstand. If you're listening on any podcast platform and would like to hear more, please like and subscribe to receive updates and have any new episode automatically downloaded for you. You can also revisit my previous episodes on any major podcasting platform like Spotify, Anchor.fm, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or Google Podcasts. You can also check out the video version of my podcast over on my YouTube channel and check out any of the other video resources I have available. If you'd like to download my app to have my podcast and newsletters right on your smart device, please check it out at ednewsstand.glideapp.io and save it to your home screen. If you don't want the app but would like to check out my resources, please visit my website at ednewsstand.weebly.com. This is Troy Reynolds, and this is the Ed Newsstand Podcast. Hoping you were able to take away at least one idea for your classroom. Please be safe. Until next time.